Hey guys, so it's PCTS in here. Earlier today, somebody who I know, actually, well it didn't happen today, it actually happened a while ago, but they actually got their iPod Touch stolen, and the person who stole it was caught, and she got it back, and she was really upset because a lot of stuff had been downloaded onto it from her account, and obviously that that's not their money, that's her money, so it kind of sucks. It's like getting your credit card or something stolen. On the bright side though, they were kind of idiotic in that they decided to leave their pictures in the camera roll, so now it's pretty clear as to who stole it, and they also logged into their Facebook account on it with the iPod too, so they also, I don't know, but yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. But I told her some tips that she could consider doing to prevent stuff like this from happening again next time. Should it get stolen again in the future. And I'm also wanting to share some of those tips with you. Some of these you probably already know about, but they might be something to consider because, believe me, you don't want people going in there and like spending your iTunes money, because it's not their money, it's your money. So anyway, let's go ahead and I'm going to show you 3 things that I know of that you can do, and I'm sure there's more stuff that you could probably do, but just for now I'm going to show you 3 things, and you can always continue looking further into stuff to help protect it. So alright, so the first thing I'm going to show you is something that everybody should do. If you go into your settings, alright, if you go into your settings and then you go down to general, alright, and then you'll see right here there's an option called Passcode lock. If you go in Passcode lock, you're brought to this screen, and you have a few options. Right now you can turn your passcode on, and you also have some down here called simple passcode. So a simple passcode turned on, when you go ahead and turn your passcode on, you can enter in a simple 4-digit number. And it'll ask you to confirm it, and guys, don't do anything that simple, alright? Actually make it like hard to guess. And there you go, and then you can go in here and require passcode. I personally would recommend you do it immediately, or at least maybe every 5 minutes. But I do kind of find it annoying, having to go in there and key it in, because I don't want people to see the passcode. So I actually have it set to every 15 minutes, but maybe sometime in the future I'll set it to a slightly more, I don't know what I'm looking for, a more often time. Yeah, that. Alright, and but here in this case I'm just going to set it to immediately. And then what's going to happen is that whenever you put your iPod Touch asleep and you wake it up, when you select to unlock, you're going to be brought with this little passcode dial, and you have to enter in your password in order to get in. Now there's another option in there. If we go back in here, to change your passcode you have to re-enter your passcode, so that way it just makes sense. Simple passcode. If we go ahead and turn that off, it's going to bring this up, and now it's prompting us to change our passcode, because it assumes that since we turned that off we want to change the passcode. So we're going to go ahead and enter the old one, and now it brings up a keyboard. This is a much more secure way of doing your passcode. You could maybe enter, it's like you could think of it like the concept of a Staples word lock. It's like, it's easier to remember words than numbers, so you can go ahead and do that. But also, if you go in here and you just enter a really long number, let's go ahead and enter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 0. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do that again. If you go ahead and enter a long number, it only consists of numbers. When we go back to turn it on, you actually get the number pad again, and you just have to enter in your long number, and then you have to hit OK. That's the only downside, is that you have to actually hit OK in order to get it to go through. I do find that to be a little annoying. Or if you go ahead and use words, let's go ahead and let's say I want to use next. Capital. And these are case sensitive, so P-I-Z-Z-S-C, and so you can do all funky things like mix caps and lower cases and do all sorts of weird symbols and such, but for the most part we'll just do P-I-Z-Z-S-C. And then we hit done. Lock. and now I get a keyboard. So this way you actually can enter in your passcode like such. And so yeah. So you know, again, this is something that most people already know about, and most people do. And if you do that, you know, good job. I do it myself, but again, I probably don't do it. I probably don't do it frequently enough. I probably, you know, I might actually consider setting it to maybe every 5 minutes. I just don't want to go off every minute or immediately. I just find that to be a little bit too redundant, in my opinion. So for now, I'm just going to go and turn the passcode off, and I will turn my real one back on when I'm done with this video. Alright, so the next thing I actually want to show you is actually in the settings again. I don't know why I closed it out. Alright, so the next thing I want to show you, like I said, when her, she got her iPod back, she found out that a lot of stuff had been bought using her iTunes account. So a way you can prevent this is if you go into your settings and you go to General. Now you want to go to Restrictions, okay? And you'll see you got all these little options here. And so let's go ahead and go up here, enable restrictions, and in this case you have to enter in a simple code. There's no option for a more advanced code. Okay, here you go. So in this case you can go ahead and turn off installing apps, iTunes, ping, by turning off iTunes you'll turn off ping. That makes sense. And deleting apps if you want to, although I don't really know. I do think there is don't allow changes. You might want to do that. I do think that there is a way that you can prevent like money from being spent altogether. I swear there's got to be something like that. You can't turn off in-app purchases. Just go through here, and anything that involves iTunes money, restrict it. Now when you close out, you'll probably find that your home screen looks a little different. First of all, you don't have iTunes, and iTunes for me is normally right there, and the App Store is missing because you've restricted it. You've restricted access to the App Store. So now there's no way for them to spend money, and if you wanted to, you could even go in and maybe restrict the internet or something. Now, obviously, this is something that not everybody's going to want to do, but if you're just that, you know, concerned about your stuff or your money, your iTunes money, you might want to go ahead and consider that. So that way when it gets, if someone steals it, you know, they'll be looking for the App Store and like, where the crap is it? And you know, yeah. So that's something else to consider there. Okay, so I'm going to go and turn off restrictions, and when you go in here to turn off restrictions, it will automatically enable everything when you turn it off, when you disable it. So now everything's enabled again, and then when we close out of here, everything's back to normal. Okay, actually I am going to show you 4 things. I just thought of something else. The next thing I want to show you is an app called Find iPhone. Now this, I actually have to log in. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this though, because again, the internet problem, but alrighty, so yeah, so actually after you download the app, you're going to have to go in and manually set it up. So you want to go into your settings again, and you're actually going to want to go into your mail, contacts, calendars, and I'm going to blur stuff here, but you want to find Mobile Me. It should be, in my case it's at the top, so I'm going to tap that. Find my iPhone, find my iPod, I want to turn that on. Alright, turn this on, allow. Alright, and it might need to go through some stuff, I'm not too sure. Close out. Alright, now this should be working. And actually it is, because, yeah. So, now I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate this to you. Alright, so if you happen to have, like another iPod Touch or something, or an iPhone or something, I believe you can also do this through your computer. You want to make sure you have another device that can use Find My iPhone, your account. So here it is, right here. There's my iPod, iPod Touch 4G. Alright, there we are. So go ahead and tap the blue arrow. We do not want to remote lock at the moment. Alright. Display message or sound. So let's say, you know, you could put something here like, you know, if you happen to come across this iPod, could you please call this number and tell me that you have it or something. I don't think you want to make it too long though, because I think actually iOS only has a character limit of so many for messages and such, so try to keep it short. You know, if you find this, please call, you know, some. But I'm just going to say, please help me find my iPod. Okay, and we also have it set up to play sound. So when I go ahead and hit send, watch. It says right here, please help me find my iPod, and it's playing a sound. So now, the person knows that you've lost this, obviously, and they now know also that you need to help them. So you can simply put like your phone number in there. Next time the iPod is connected to a network, it will receive that and play it. So, okay, something else you can do is you can actually remote lock your iPod. So let's say that the person who's taking your iPod or something is playing Angry Birds and they're having a nice time, and you really do not want them to be playing Angry Birds. Well, you might not know that they're playing Angry Birds, but still. So let's just assume that they're doing something. Alright, so, oh crap. Alright, so what you're going to want to do is, go here. Alright, so there's an option in here called Remote Lock, and what this will do is this will actually let you remotely set a passcode. So I'm just going to go and set the one I've set. Actually, in this case, I'm going to do, let's do 9876, be a little different. There we go. Now watch this.
Sending request. Looks like the request has been sent. Hold on. Okay, close out of it. Might be just too much stuff going on in it. Good. Why is it not doing it?
Okay, well guys, you gotta trust me here. My internet connection with this thing is really unreliable. When you do it yourself, if it's connected to a nice reliable internet connection, and it is, not every, it's just the way it is with my internet, but it will actually, automatically just shut off, and all that stuff you want to happen to it will happen. Again guys, trust me, it's just something with my internet. It works fine on every other internet connection. But what it'll do is it'll automatically lock it, it'll stop what you're doing, it'll bring you to the lock screen, and when you go to slide and unlock it, it'll bring you up the passcode that you remotely set. So hopefully I'll remember that that's 9876, because it will actually do that once it's able to, get connected to the internet. I don't know why it doesn't connect to my internet very well particularly, but, for the most part, it shouldn't be an issue. It should work for you every time. And then there is one more option here. If you have a lot of personal information on your iPod Touch, you might want to remote wipe it. Now, I'm not going to do this, obviously, for obvious reasons, but if you remote wipe it, what that's going to do is it's basically going to erase everything on the iPod Touch, and it's going to make it unusable. It's basically going to brick it, so you can't use it. There's no way it can be used. Once that happens, the only way you can use it again is if you plug it into iTunes and restore it. But in that case, what it's actually going to do is it's going to delete everything. So, then, while you're still not guaranteed to get your iPod back, if you have a lot of very sensitive information on your iPod Touch or iPhone or iPad, it's a great option, because you might not get the device back, but they're not going to get your passwords. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be able to hack into your stuff or do stupid things to your account. So that is definitely something very, very cool that you can do. So yeah. Alright, now this next thing is kind of a bit of a gag. It's something that you might want to have set up. Alright, well actually let me refocus here. Alright, this is something I'm going to have to show you my second generation, because I simply do not have it on my fourth generation. It's an application. I don't know if it's still available. It's called Burglar Alarm. This app is pretty cool. Hopefully it will work here. I don't know if I haven't tried it with these software updates. No. Alright, so what you want to do is just do this. Okay. Now, what it's going to do is it's going to use the accelerometer in the iPod Touch to detect if it's moved. I mean, we're talking, this is super sensitive. Oh, wait. Okay, it was okay. So, it's a bit of a corny thing. I have to say though, this application is a great idea. It's definitely, if you happen to, it's a good idea in concept, but I wish it were more serious. Like, I wish you could utilize the hardware of the iPod Touch to its full potential. Like, okay, if you have the 4th generation iPod, what it could do, because you have the front-facing camera in here, it could take a picture. You know what I'm saying? It could take pictures every so often or something like that. An application like that would be very helpful, and maybe it would email them to you, so that way you know who it is or something. And this could be like running in the background or something. I'm pretty sure maybe jailbreakers can do that. I'm not too sure. I don't jailbreak. I actually do disagree with that whole concept thing. But you know, you know, maybe it could use a cell or ambient light sensor, and I actually think the full version does do this to detect if someone's approaching. But again, you know, it's really cool, and you can set it to be pretty sensitive. If we go into settings, go to let's see, if you go to movement and sensitivity, set this to full. I mean, you literally have to like tap it and it goes off. Sweet. Yeah, it's like really crazy. But I can guarantee it, if someone like goes to grab it, that will definitely scare the crap out of them. I also wish that you could actually have it running in sleep mode or have the option to turn the screen off. You know, simple things like that, you know, so that way it's a little bit, you know, because obviously it's going to show that little thing going there, but, you know, just a little corny thing I happen to come across one day. But yeah, those are definitely some things you might want to consider doing. Gary won't fit both, but anyway. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Adios.